So I talked about how Donald Trump and the MAGA movement embodies fascism. We rattled off the 14 points, 14 tenets of fascism, and how each and every one of them align with Trump and Trumpism and the MAGA movement perfectly. There's not one that the MAGA movement does not check off. And this person says, is everyone who voted Republican a fascist? I don't know. I don't know. I know this. If they voted for Donald Trump, they're at least okay with fascism. That's an undeniable fact. Donald Trump is a fascist. Every single tenet of fascism aligns with his policies and his thinking perfectly. And MAGA aligns with Trump. Perfect. Everything he does, they agree with. So while everyone that voted for Republican might not themselves be a fascist, they are certainly okay with fascism. They are okay with authoritarian rule. They're okay with, if I may be so bold, ending the American experiment and entering into a new phase of an American life where there's a theocratic overlord, right? There are many members of the Republican Party and the MAGA movement specifically who would be perfectly fine if we just did away with elections. Just leave Trump in there until he dies and then next one up. So I don't know that they're all fascists because I don't know them all. But I know that at a minimum, if they voted for Donald Trump, if you voted for Donald Trump, you're at least okay with fascism. And that's not the only thing that you're okay with. You're okay with a little bit of fascism. You're okay with a little bit of racism. You're okay with a little bit of sexism. You're okay with a little bit of homophobia, a little bit of xenophobia. You're okay with a whole bunch of really bad shit. Think about this for a moment. If you voted for Donald Trump, if you voted, when we talk about voting Republican, we're talking about primarily the top of the ticket right now. We're talking about whether or not you voted for Trump or his opponent in any of the elections that he ran. If you voted for Donald Trump, then you voted the same way as the Ku Klux Klan. They openly supported Donald Trump. Do you not find it to be the slightest bit of a red flag that you voted the same way as the Klan? That you voted the same way as every far right-wing fascist militant organization in the United States voted? That doesn't alarm you in the least bit. You can look at yourself and go, well, I'm not a fascist. I own a small business in town, and I'm a capitalist and red-blooded all-American. I got a Labrador with a scarf around his neck and a wife and 2.3 kids, and we got a flag over our house, and we go to the 4th of July parade every year. I'm not a fascist. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're at least okay with fascism. You know what he is. You see what he is. Now, it's not just what he says. You've seen what he's done. You've seen him send our troops to the southern border as pawns to fight a non-existent caravan. You've seen his trade wars. You've seen him try to weaponize his Justice Department. You've seen him heard him call and ask somebody at the state level to find the requisite number of votes to overturn an election. You've seen him want his judges and his generals to do what he wants. You've seen him tell a Fox News reporter that he likes the way all of Kim Jong-un's people sit up at attention when he speaks, and that's what he wants out of his people. You've seen this shit, and you still went in and voted for him. So, yeah, you're at least okay with fascism.